What is up, everyone? I'm Phoenix. How are you getting on? Welcome back to the first time ever playing series. Today, the Stanley Parable. I know literally nothing about this game except that it's apparently very unique, very good, and very old by now. So I'm just gonna get straight into it because there's really nothing more that I can say about it. The end is never. The end is never. The end is loading. So yes, this is my first experience with the game, and we'll see where it takes us. Click to skip.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
I see.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard.
What an
Orders
interesting
came to him
job.
through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-ending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in. As though
Alright.
they'd been made exactly for this job.
Whatever floats your boat.
Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Alright. But what if I don't do that? Because I have heard that this game has a lot of endings. And there's a lot of possibilities. But maybe in this case I have no choice. So.
All of his co-workers were gone.
No.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the
So
meeting.
weird.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
No. Only this painting. Or picture. Of mountains. There is nobody here. How strange.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
But what if I didn't?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
That's fun. I like that. I like when games react to stuff you do wrong. Alright.
Yes, truly
Yes.
a room worth admiring.
Very much
been
so.
worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
Very
Stanley
much.
simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Did you say drinking it all in?
Yes.
Huh?
Really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings.
Yes.
Really worth it.
Totally. This was totally worth it. I enjoy this room. Look at those
At
pictures.
this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Right. They just found me awkward and creepy. Don't blame it on me, dude. That's not very nice of you. Is
Stanley
it?
sat around waiting for more dialogue. But when
Yeah.
a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Oh, is it? But what if I disobey? Because, you know, I like that sort of thing. Maybe there's something if you stay here for like an hour or so. I don't know. Knowing this game, probably.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took
Yeah.
the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Oh, whoops. Where am I going?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Oh, this is actually really great. This is great. Where am I? This feels like Portal. Do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000. Even though you would be dead. What am I doing here?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've
Uh-oh.
gotten off on the wrong
Oh!
foot. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley.
Thank you.
Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Thank you. Well, so that's it? Oh, we're back. How fun. How very fun.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Oh, it just
What did he do?
resets.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps
Right.
he'd simply missed a memo.
Right. Alright then, fine, I'll listen to you.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yep, that's what I did. Because where does this lead? Ooh.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave
Weird.
of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an
Oh.
answer there.
How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Let a ball up inside you, take it out passive-aggressively on other coworkers, and the final step is unclear. Using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Make sure your slide has a slick blue graphic in the header, and throw some bevel on all text. Okay, that's too quick, I can't read that fast. Everyone is unique. You most of all. Thank you. Broom closet. Ooh.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but
Yeah.
there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Or did I? Can I take the broom? Huh.
There was nothing here.
No.
Choice to make, no path to follow. Just
Weird.
an empty broom closet.
Strange,
No
huh?
reason to still be here.
Yeah. But it seems interesting to be here. Maybe there's a secret.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet.
Str-
He wasn't
yeah.
even doing anything.
Strange,
At least
huh?
if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way.
Yeah.
As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Sure. Alright.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yep. This way, right? Yeah. Ooh.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours.
Can I get
He
in my
might be
car?
fired for that. And in such a
a-
competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he
Oh.
believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy.
Yes.
And then something occurred to Stanley.
And that
Maybe,
is-
he
oh.
thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers
I'm not
blinking
crazy.
mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations.
Uh-huh.
For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did
What?
doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
No.
And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar.
Yeah.
They were simply repeating.
How is that
No,
possible?
Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm
Oh.
dreaming!
Yeah, I'm dreaming.
This is all a dream.
Wait, this is weird.
What a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't.
What if I go
crazy
back?
after all. And he thought to himself, I
Nope.
suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying. and began
Flying?
to gently float above the ground.
Why are you pulling this shit from the...
Then he
Oh my
imagined
gosh, I am
himself
flying.
soaring through space on a
What the-
magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and
Whoa.
Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then
Strange,
perhaps
huh?
the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
That's
Now
weird.
the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts.
So maybe I'm not dreaming.
And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be?
How could it
Was
be?
Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself?
Yeah.
Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
Wow.
Now, hearing the voice speak these
That's
words was
deep,
quite a
dude.
shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice
No,
not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment
Don't put
ago?
words
How
into
else
my
would the
mouth,
voice explain
dude.
all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control.
You know
that
what?
this
What
was a
Stanley
dream.
really wants?
So he closed his eyes
For this dude
and he invited himself
to shut his mouth.
He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back,
Yes.
the fresh air of a world outside this one.
Wow.
Let me wake up, he thought to himself.
I can almost see
I'm
it.
through with this dream.
Whoa.
I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons.
Uh-huh.
Please. It's all I want.
Yes.
I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been.
Yes.
My life is normal. I am normal.
I am normal. I am
Everything
normal.
will be
Right?
fine. I am okay.
Yes. Oh. And this is all a sidetrack,
began
mind
screaming.
you.
Please,
What the-
someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real.
Stop.
Please, just someone tell me I am real.
Okay, now I'm-
I must be real. I must be. Can anyone
I think I'm going crazy.
Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Great.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What? Was that
Mariella
just the
woke
end?
up
I
and
didn't
into
even
like
complete it
nothing.
properly.
She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to
What?
and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for
Stanley!
just a few brief moments,
What
she
do you do?
considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew.
Right.
Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in
Dead?
that moment,
Is that what
she
crazy
thought to
people look
herself
like?
How lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind.
Uh-huh.
I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But
Well,
then she
I'm
remembered the
glad
meeting
I was
she had
able to help.
scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life.
Wow.
She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And
I
then she
changed her
turned to the
life.
man.
So was that it? Is it gonna reset again? It is. Okay. That was weird. That was really
All of his
weird.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Alright, let's
Stanley
just follow
decided
what
to
he
go to the
says.
meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Uh-huh.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yes, that's what I did. Well, the other ones are locked, so I can't really go anywhere else
Yet
anyway.
there was not a single person here
Oh
either.
no.
Feeling a wave
Do
of
unbelievable,
disbelief,
amazing
Stanley
work
decided
all the
to go
time,
up
every
to
day,
his
with no
boss's
expectation
office,
of
hoping he
promotion.
might find an answer there.
Alright.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Not right there. Ooh. This is nice. Boss?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once
play the
again
piano?
stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him?
Yes.
What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number.
No.
2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
2, 8, 4. That's 5, 4. Whoops. 2, 8, 4, 5.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad,
Whoa.
Stanley happened to input the correct code.
I'm
by
incredible.
sheer luck. Amazing.
Damn.
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Yeah. Or did I? No, I said I'd follow him, so I'd follow him. I'd follow a voice in my head everywhere. Even if it gets me killed. Elevator. Down. Yes. Here we go. Wait, what? Loading, 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 loading.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar.
Yeah.
It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free
But
to
I don't even have a
feel
chest.
himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
I also like how this game makes fun of other games who, for instance,
Stanley
don't
walked
show your
straight ahead
feet.
through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Mind control facility. Escape. Escape.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Oh. Well, in that case, no thank you.
But of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for.
Yes. A light bulb.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Whoa.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Yes, I do. Or yes, he did. I am Stanley. But I'm still speaking in third person, apparently. Camera.
Now the monitors jumped to life.
Whoa.
Their true nature
Fired?
revealed.
Fired?
Each bore the number of an employee in the building.
Whoa.
Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a
But
screen.
what about
And
mine?
Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Weird, huh? Must be one that links to me. You would think. Oh.
This mind control facility,
Which one was
it
I again?
too horrible to
407?
believe it couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time?
No.
Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That
No.
his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
That's impossible. Right? Isn't it?
No.
No.
He refused to believe it. He
Exactly.
couldn't accept it. His own life in
I'm
someone
not under
else's
control.
Never. It was
No.
unthinkable.
I have
Wasn't
a
it?
choice.
Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
No. Couldn't be,
There was
right?
the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions.
Offline.
Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Yes. That is what Stanley will do. Mind controls idle awaiting input. Huh. System power. On.
Oh, Stanley. You didn't just activate the controls, did you?
No.
After they kept you enslaved all
I'm
these
not
years
an
ago,
idiot.
You tried to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, Stanley.
I'm sorry.
I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You're supposed to let it go. Turn the controls off and leave.
Well,
If
you didn't
want to
tell
throw my
me.
story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system.
Oh!
In the event that this machine is activated
Yes,
without
good.
proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex.
Okay.
Until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires.
Thank you.
This is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it.
Green.
Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. Only
30 seconds, great.
Left. But I'm
dead.
enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not?
Oh, yeah, thanks.
These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees.
I don't know what 3 means. What do you mean with 3?
What's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea
Red.
where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right
Blue
now?
1.
Or did you just assume when you saw that timer
Purple
that
2.
something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room.
Sure, that's what I'm doing.
Buttons. No, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button. Or this door.
I like
Everything,
pressing
anything,
buttons.
something
That's
here
what
will
Stanley
save
does.
it. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten?
No.
Solved?
Probably not.
Any idea what your purpose in this place is?
Oh.
Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But
Am
here's
I?
a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along.
No?
It's just seconds ticking away to your death.
No.
You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To
Great.
see you made humble. This is
Humble.
a challenge. It's
Do you think Stanley will be
you want
humble?
to control this world, that's fine.
Clearly
But I'm
not.
going to
Oh.
destroy it first.
Oh
So
wait,
you
what? Goodbye, employee. No.
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle.
Yeah,
30
well,
seconds
whatever.
until a big boom and then
It just says goodbye now. Here's a big red button.
being blown to pieces.
Incorrect. Re-enter
Your
passcode.
frail life. Or will you let it go peacefully?
What password?
Have a choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me.
No!
Part of the
I'm
journey.
gonna die!
And believe me, I will be
Please.
laughing at every second of your inevitable life.
No.
From the moment we fade in
Oh,
until the moment I say,
no.
happily ever